Hello, welcome to Stephanie's Southern Kitchen. I was in the garden the other day looking at all the vegetables, and I remembered Mom used to make a cornbread salad. One of my cousins had given it to her, the recipe, years ago. I can't remember which one it was, but if it's you, please let me know. So I'm trying to make a cookbook, and I can put your name in under the cornbread salad. But anyway, you take a pound of cornbread, and a pound of cornbread is actually, if you have a cast iron skillet, you fix 1 cast iron skillet of cornbread, and that is a pound of cornbread. So you take your cornbread, the bottom layer, cut it into small cube-sized pieces. And then make sure that it's layered all the way around the sides so you can see, because it is one of those salads that looks pretty, looks good, and tastes good. Okay, let's see. Maybe a little more on this side. Mom used to make this all the time in the summer because she could just go out to the garden and get the tomatoes and peppers and corn. And then most people have ingredients for cornbread and pinto beans. So there's your first layer. Then you take 2 cups of pinto beans drained, mix those around, make it where you can see those on the edges. You can use any kind of bowl. It doesn't have to be a glass bowl, but it is such a pretty salad that I like to use a glass bowl so they can see the layers. Spread it out pretty evenly. Okay. Then take your corn. I used fresh corn from the garden, but if you use canned corn, it takes about 2 cans of corn drained, because you don't want this to be a soggy salad. Everything that you do pretty much is to be drained. I went ahead and chopped everything up and put the measurements, sizes, and everything before the video, because I know everybody today is very busy, in a hurry, and this is something that it doesn't take long to do once you get everything chopped up. Okay. Then we'll go with our tomatoes. And I used Roma tomatoes because they're meatier. But if you don't have Roma, you can always drain them, which I drained it a little bit anyway, just to make sure. But make sure you drain them and get the seeds and stuff out. But if you have a choice, get the Roma. They make them much better. tomato for this. Smooth it all out. Then we'll use our green peppers. And most of this stuff came from the garden, so it's fairly inexpensive to make if you have a garden. Because most people have tomatoes, peppers, corn, and onions. So 1 cup of green peppers, 1 cup of tomatoes. But like with any salad, if you don't like green peppers, you don't have to put them in. And if you like more tomatoes, you can add and take away from this recipe according to the way your family likes it. Okay, and a red onion. I was glad David planted red onions this year because I like them. They're so much milder and sweeter. If you don't have a red onion and it's spring, green onions work very good in this too. So you can substitute a red onion for green onions. And I'm just going to use about a half a cup of onions because I've got a lot of them that they tolerate onions but don't like them that well. Then when you get all that on there, you mix up your topping, and that is 1 cup of sour cream. One cup of mayonnaise, whichever one you prefer. One packet of the ranch seasoning, the original. Then mix it all together. Don't use the ranch that's already pre-made. The pre-made is just doesn't have the same flavor as mixing it yourself. So sour cream, mayonnaise, and your 1 packet of your ranch, and then use that as your topping. The prepared is also a lot thinner, so it will melt down into your salad and it will not look as good. Okay. Then, the good part is topping it with cheese, cheddar cheese, any kind of cheese that's your favorite. We use cheddar. About a cup. Okay. And the last thing is your bacon. Make sure it's kind of crispy. And it's about 10 slices or a pound of bacon, just whichever one your family likes. We like a pound of bacon. But about 10 slices crumbled up is what they recommend. Nice and crispy. And that is your cornbread salad. You can see all the layers. You take this to a potluck or a church dinner, and this is what everybody's going to ask you to start bringing back. So thank you for watching our channel, and we will see you later. Thanks. Bye.